Welcome to day 6 of the Japan Saga. Today, I just threw caution to the wind and decided to spice up my itinerary. Last week I mentioned I did a drastic change the moment I set foot in Kyoto. Why? Can't quite recall. But hey, spontaneity is the spice of life, right? I live by the words of Sleepy Rinja.
行き当たりばったりも旅の楽しみ方っておじいちゃんも言ってたし。
Bright and early, around 7 a.m., I jumped out of bed, grabbed a quick breakfast, and took the bus to Kyoto Station. I purchased a one-way Shinkansen ticket to Toyohashi Station. Yep, just one way. Remember, little whips, round-trip tickets aren't a necessity. It's all about smart resource management. Plus, it doesn't even save you any money. Let's keep this adventure rolling. After commuting for 1 hour and 26 minutes on the Shinkansen from Toyohashi Station, I hopped onto the Tokaido line, cruising for 2 stops until we hit Shinohara Station. Then it was time to switch to the Tenryu Hamanako, or the Tenhama line, aboard an epic Evangelion train for 9 stops, all the way to Hamanako Sakume Station. Exciting, right? Now, you might be wondering why I ventured so far from Kyoto or added this place suddenly. Well, let me tell you, coming to Japan has been a dream of mine since I became a whip. But it's not just about being here. I'm on a mission to trace the steps of my favorite anime characters and savor the dishes they enjoy on screen. So now that I had the chance, I was not going to let something as stupid as a 4-hour commute to be on my way to an anime adventure. For today alone, I spent a whopping $130 and about 9 hours just on transportation. Was it worth it?
Was it worth it? It was worth every goddamn second.
But before we dive into the first stop, let me hype up the excitement and give you a rundown on the Tenhama line. This retro-flavored railway runs along the north coast of Lake Hamana, stretching from Shinohara Station in Kosai all the way to Kakegawa Station in Kakegawa City, Prefecture of Shizuoka, encompassing a total of 42 miles with 39 stations. And not only that, the Tenhama line boasts 36 impressive structures, including stations, bridges, and a locomotive roundhouse, like the one I showed you last week. All are registered as National Tangible Cultural Properties, steep in history and charm from their origins back in 1935. And since we're on the topic of trains, let me share more cool stuff about the Tenhama line. It features a fleet of 15 diesel railcars, each flaunting a unique livery. And thanks to the rail company selling sponsorship rights, because they wanted to raise extra money, I was able to enjoy a ride on an awesome Evangelion train. I miss the Yuru Camp, which bummed me out though, because that was one of the big reasons for me coming here. Having said all that, if you think the Tenhama line is just about anime trains, which you are right, buckle up, because we're just scratching the surface. This line is hands down the coolest railway in Japan, and anime trains are just the beginning of what it offers. Cruising through just 11 stations, the Tenhama line charming scenery whisked me away to the peaceful country life, for the 100th time already. It stirred a deep nostalgia in me, making me feel like I had stepped right into the anime non-Biyori. Oh, and before I forget, trains here offer a twist from the urban norm. On the Tenhama line, you can just sweep your IC card. Instead, you can buy an all-day pass. A friend I met here told me he got one with the cool Yuru Camp Season 3 design. Talk about lucky. Or you can grab a boarding slip from a machine right beside the train operator's cabin. Make sure you grab a ticket slip as soon as you board the train. The ticket will have a number printed on it. As you arrive at your destination, compare the number printed on your slip with the fare chart to see how much to pay. Or just show it to the station clerk or the driver, and they will tell you how much to pay. I learned this the hard way, so avoid any embarrassing moments and learn from my mistake. Always grab that ticket slip and stay on top of your game. Be smarter. Be prepared. To wrap up my rave about the Tenhama line, let's talk about the local delicacies: green tea, mandarins, and eel. Driven by my foodie spirit, I venture all the way to Lake Hamana to check out Sakume, a popular spot right across from Hamanako Sakume Station, as featured in Yuru Camp Season 2, Episode 3. When you arrive at the station, the Yuru Camp vibe hits you instantly, something I absolutely loved. I got to the restaurant right around 1 p.m. and it was packed with people. Outside, there's a sign-up sheet where you leave your name and wait for the call to dine. I wrote my name in katakana, feeling a bit proud, all thanks to my Duolingo lessons. I waited patiently for my turn. Again, just a heads up, this isn't your typical touristy spot geared towards foreigners. It's not that they aren't welcoming, far from it. I mean, if anything, Yuru Camp has put it on the international map, attracting fans from all over. But remember, the menu here doesn't cater to the international crowd with handy pictures. So, once they called my name, I proceeded to get the spot at the front, right where Nadeshiko sat in the anime. Glancing over the menu, I picked in the most expensive choice, the top grade dish. It was amazing. The menu was a carbon copy from the show, but luckily, my Duolingo sessions paid off. Sakume isn't just any unagi spot, it's the unagi spot. Sitting in the same spot as Nadeshiko did, I got to see the magic happen in real time. The chef expertly handled a live eel, securing it onto the cutting board before skillfully slicing away the unnecessary bits. It was like watching a scene straight out of the anime. Truly a surreal experience. He then sliced the eel once more and skewered it, passing it off to what seemed to be his son or assistant, who was already managing a grill full of eels. After just a few minutes of patient anticipation, I was served my top-grade eel, lavishly drizzled with a sweet sauce and laid over a bed of steaming rice, accompanied by miso soup, warm tea, and a selection of pickled vegetables. It was just past 2 p.m., and since my hearty breakfast at my ryokan, I hadn't eaten anything. But let me tell you, the wait was worth it. While I had unagi in Osaka, nothing compared to the freshness and the sheer delight of savoring a dish straight out of one of my favorite animes.
ダメだわ。こんな味を覚えたら、また浜名湖まで来なきゃいけなくなる。
This meal at Sakume was, without a doubt, the pinnacle of my culinary journey in Japan. The delicious nabe I had in Hofu was fantastic, but it has to settle for second place. After leaving each plate perfectly empty, I was ready for a sweet treat. And what better way to indulge than with another anime-inspired snack? I strolled back to the station, and while waiting for my train, I mingled with the seagulls, a scene straight out of Yuru Camp. It felt surreal yet again, sharing moments with the birds alongside other fans and travelers. Just 3 stations later, I arrived at Kiga Station. Directly across the street lies Fujitaya, a quaint Japanese confectionery shop famously visited by Nadeshiko right before her rendezvous with Rin in the anime. The elderly couple there crafted delightful pastries filled with custard and anko. Originally planning to savor just one of each, my inner fat guy took over, compelling me to grab 3 of each flavor. After all, who knows when I get this chance again? By then, it was around 4 p.m., and it was at Fujitaya that I struck up a friendship with a fellow Yuru Camp fan. We shared stories about life and Yuru Camp places we visited. Initially, I was planning to head to the observatory where Nadeshiko and Rin met Ayano after her shift. Needing a taxi to get there, luckily, my new friend was fluent in Japanese and helped me make the call. However, learning that the taxi would take a while to arrive, we pivoted our plans. Instead, we ventured to the iconic Bentenjima Red Torii Gate, where Rin had watched the sunset after New Year's. A truly amazing spot. We also visited the Nagisen camping ground, the very site where Rin had camped the night before her meetup with Nadeshiko. Each location brought the scenes from Yuru Camp to life, enriching our adventure with every step. Every spot we visited was steeped in Yuru Camp charm, brimming with all sorts of merchandise and promotional items. a fan's dream come true. The highlight was at the camping ground, where I discovered some exclusive merch not found elsewhere. Let's just say I might have splurged a confidential amount of money on these unique treasures. While I didn't capture the final moments of our journey in Hamamatsu on camera, the day wrapped up with a sweet pit stop at Shunkado Haunted. There, we indulge in Unagi pies, which are pastries pretty similar to French palmiers. And that wraps up today's journey, a series of train rides that led to unexpected adventures. Thanks for tagging along in this whirlwind tour. Stay tuned for more as I head back to Kyoto next week. I'm the Big Rum Mexican. Keep watching anime. Chane!